you believe it's day 20 already? Woo! It's been that's 3 weeks, Chief, if you look at it. Yeah, it's just crazy. And today, we're going to go get a little Jesus.
Little Jesus.
We're going to go to church today. Today is Sunday. And I'm going to get back into this mess I have up here. Got a little messy on me. We'll have to clean it up a little bit. We got tools and wire and stuff everywhere. But I'm getting close to the end. And I feel good about this project up here in the wheelhouse. But that's our big thing today. Go get some Jesus.
And Jesus.
And we will finish up this pilot house and get this thing cleaned up. I want to show you something on these Hatterses that's really, really nice. So you can see right here, this is number 504. And then that's number 504 right here. These are the two that I'm looking at right now. And I kind of want to go downstairs and I want to show you why a Hatteras is, it's just a different beast. Let's walk down the engine room and I'll show you. This is actually pretty cool. When these yachts were built, like I said, I've said this in several videos, they were built for the elite rich people, and they were built to like an aircraft standard to make them really, really nice. So then I know that this particular wire goes down into the engine room, and I can use this. This is how I'm going to get electricity for the Vectron. So then I walk over into this panel right here and I look for wire 405. Didn't find my 504 in here, but what I do have here is I have these numbers, and this is the board that I ultimately want to get into with my Vectron. So I need to find a wire that's coming down into here. Hopefully I find one that's not being used, and then I can tap into that wire, and that's how I get it into this side, because you can see this is my alternator right here. Sorry, that's my alternator right here. So if I trace this wire, it would 207, it would go down to the alternator on the starboard engine. And this is really where I want to connect into this battery right here, basically. The side for that, so I'm charging my 12 volt off of this panel on the starboard side. So here we're able to find those wires right here. These are the 504s. So we know that these wires right here go up into that panel right there, and this is where they end right here. That's the 504. That's the same wire we just saw up underneath in the pilot house. The 504 there and 504 here. Now I just need to figure out where I'm going to grab power, which I got this 3. Let's go see if we can find this one right here. Finding our way for power here is challenging, Chief. I think we got to pull this panel. The most challenging thing is getting this wire run. Once we figure that out, then it's just hooking up a few wires. So we've got the roof torn out, and now we think we found our chase coming up into here. This is so important, to get rid of these dead wires out of here too, because later on in the future, if somebody wanted to run a wire into the panel, now they have room where we're pulling all of these wires out, and we don't need to be in this panel. So let's get rid of the wires. Let's clean them up while we're in here. This one for you to grab.
They're all pretty. The yellow one right here.
All right, grab it. You know what? I might want to cut the end off of it for you. Hold on 1 second. Come bring it back. And I need the dikes. Hold on.
Right here is the dikes.
Why don't you go ahead and cut that right there at the breaker? Otherwise, I think you're going to have a hard time pulling that. You cannot get shocked, Chief. Go ahead and pull whatever one you think is the easiest. Okay, you got your yellow. I just saw it come through. You're going to pull your red. Okay, now pull the green. All right, so you got everything out of there, right? All right, what I want to do is get some small zip ties, And I want to put this panel back together so that I'm done in here then, and I can turn this panel back on actually. All right, go. All right, guys, this is the 8 gauge wire. This is that runs our 24 volt to 12 volt Vectron, and this is what the wire that's actually going to run to the battery in the engine room. And we had to break it. We already have the wire running into the engine room, so we just tapped into it and gonna keep going. We're kind of using existing boat wires and some and one new wire. Is what we're actually kind of doing here. Gee, wouldn't hurt my feelings if that was the last time we were in that panel. I've been in there a few times now.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite place. A lot of stuff going on there. It was really hard. We ended up just drilling a new hole is what we did, and that worked really, really well. We were able to utilize some of the old wire, some of the new wire, and we got that working good. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it the day, but today we got a lot of work done. I've got the switch in, I've got the one battery, and this is pretty much what it's gonna look like when it's done, except I gotta clean up all the wires now and just manage them and run them correctly. I think I got one more wire to run. But at the end of day 20 here, I'm also cleaned up. There was a big, all these wires, there was wires just hanging everywhere. And I was able to clean all that up, and we were able to go into the panel, and there was a bunch of wires hanging over here, and we were able to clean all those up today as well. So huge day today, lots of progress in here. Tomorrow morning we'll get it cleaned up and call this project done and get back down into the engine room where we got some parts showing up here this week. End of day 20, guys. A lot of work done today. A lot of electrical. It's time consuming because you're just running one wire and then going and chasing parts, and got to get a special connector. But my God, look at that beautiful sunset. I can't wait, especially bringing you guys some of these sunsets from the water. Unbelievable. Just look at that. It's getting ready to set there behind the cloud. Anyway, make sure you guys hit that like. Make sure you hit that subscribe. Share it with your friends. We're not going to be on the hard here much longer. I think things are moving in the right direction. I had a long talk with the owner today. And even when we get it back there, we're just talking about possibly doing a trip to Alaska. So we're going to be around this boat for a long, long time, I got a feeling. And you know, getting into her and really digging deep into her belly, let's say, I've learned a lot about this boat, and probably right now nobody knows it better than me. And you know, these Hatteras are, you know, they're just amazing rides that, you know, vintage boats that were built long, long ago for the very, very wealthy. And you know, you can just tell just because all the wires are marked and tagged. And anyway, peace out. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Share it with your friends. We appreciate it so much. And we're gonna get this boat going soon. I promise. Bye.